The human brain is a masterpiece, but sometimes it malfunctions in ways that are downright terrifying. Imagine sweating blood, believing your family are imposters, or never being able to sleep again. Today, we're diving into 10 of the creepiest and strangest brain disorders science has ever documented. Some are rare, some are fatal, and all of them prove just how fragile and fascinating the human mind really is. Welcome to MedCurious, your daily dose of micromedicine on a bigger scale. First up, hematidrosis, the eerie condition where people sweat blood. It happens when extreme stress causes tiny blood vessels around sweat glands to rupture, mixing blood with perspiration. Imagine being so terrified your body literally bleeds through your pores. Historical accounts describe soldiers before battle, prisoners facing execution, and even people in religious texts sweating blood under unimaginable fear. Though rare, cases have been reported even in modern hospitals. It's a chilling reminder of how trauma doesn't just haunt the mind, it can leak through the skin itself. Next is alien hand syndrome, the condition where your own hand seems to have a will of its own. Patients report their hand grabbing objects, unbuttoning shirts, or even slapping them, all without conscious control. The strangest part? They often describe the hand as foreign, like it belongs to someone else. This usually follows brain surgery or damage to the corpus callosum, the bridge between left and right hemispheres. Without proper communication, the hand acts out on its own. Imagine trying to live your life while one of your hands refuses to obey, like being stuck with a rebellious twin attached to your body. As if sleep wasn't strange enough, some people experience exploding head syndrome. Just as they drift off, their brain misfires, creating the illusion of a deafening bang, a gunshot, an explosion, even glass shattering. There's no actual sound, but to the brain, it's as real as fireworks in the skull. It's not physically harmful, but it can cause panic, insomnia, and intense anxiety. Sleep specialists believe it's caused by a glitch in the brainstem during the transition into or out of sleep. Imagine lying in bed, finally relaxed, only for your mind to detonate like a bomb. Number 4 may be the creepiest of all, Cotard's delusion, also known as walking corpse syndrome. People with this condition are convinced they are dead, missing their organs, or that their body is rotting. Some stop eating because they believe they no longer need food. Others refuse medical care because, in their mind, they're already gone. This condition is linked to severe depression, psychosis, and dysfunction in brain regions tied to self-perception. It's heartbreaking and chilling. Imagine walking through life, absolutely certain that you no longer exist. Now for Capgras Delusion, when the brain convinces you that loved ones have been replaced by identical imposters. Spouses, children, even pets can suddenly feel like strangers. This delusion usually follows brain injury, dementia, or schizophrenia. The visual recognition works, but the emotional connection doesn't, so the mind fills in the gap with something terrifying. This person must be an imposter. Families have been torn apart by it, and in rare cases, it has led to violence. The mind betrays what the eyes can see, and it destroys trust at the deepest level. Imagine never being able to sleep again. That's the reality for people with fatal familial insomnia. It's an inherited prion disease where the thalamus, the brain's sleep switch, shuts down permanently. Patients slowly lose the ability to fall asleep, then begin hallucinating, developing dementia, and eventually dying from exhaustion. There is no cure. The disease usually runs its course within months to a couple of years. Sleep is something we take for granted, but for these patients, rest becomes impossible and death becomes inevitable. Now imagine being fully awake, but unable to move a single muscle. That's locked-in syndrome. These patients are paralyzed from head to toe, yet their mind is completely intact. They can think, feel, and understand everything, but their only way to communicate is by blinking or moving their eyes. It's most often caused by brainstem strokes. Some patients describe the experience as being buried alive inside their own body. It's haunting, to be conscious but trapped, screaming silently for someone to notice that you're still in there. This bizarre condition is named after the famous story. Alice in Wonderland Syndrome makes the world shrink, stretch, or warp in impossible ways. Patients might see their hands grow enormous, their rooms shrink, or time itself feel distorted. It's like living inside a dream, where nothing is stable. It's often linked to migraines, epilepsy, or brain infections affecting the occipital lobe. For some, the episodes last minutes. For others, they come and go for years. Imagine never trusting your senses, never knowing if your own body is the right size. Foreign accent syndrome may sound funny at first, but it's not. After brain injuries or strokes, some people wake up speaking their native language with a completely different accent. They're not faking. The brain has rewired the way speech patterns are formed. Suddenly, an American might sound French, or a Japanese speaker might sound Italian. It's incredibly rare, with only a few hundred documented cases worldwide, but it shows how fragile and complex speech really is. Losing your voice is one thing. Waking up with a voice that isn't yours is another level of unsettling. Our final disorder is Stendhal Syndrome, proof that even beauty can break the brain. When exposed to overwhelming art or breathtaking scenery, some people faint, hallucinate, or experience panic attacks. First described in Florence, Italy, where tourists collapsed in museums, it remains one of the strangest psychological responses ever recorded. It's as if the brain, overloaded by beauty, simply shuts down. Imagine fainting just from looking at a painting. From sweating blood to never sleeping again, these conditions show how powerful and how fragile the brain really is. If you found this eye-opening, hit subscribe and join us for more of the weirdest, strangest, and most fascinating medical facts science has to offer. Stay curious with MedCurious.